I was told it was easy to get accustomed to videotaping yourself if you just, stand in front of the camera and talk. So I guess this is take one of me trying it out. Um, it's 4 in the morning. I'm a night person. I'm a night thinker and a daydreamer. So do with that as you will. Let's get into some basketball. Let me fix the camera real quick. If that I have to do. So it's coming towards the stretch end of the season. You got like what 5 more games left in the season. So at this point in time, you look at who's racing to the top, who's racing to get that last spot in the playoffs. It's won the eighth seed. We're talking basketball. It's won the eighth seed. You got some people who's racing for that eighth spot. You know, those who are 2 games out or 1 game out. They win a few games and and the eighth seed lose a game, and there you go. You in the playoffs. But then you have the bottom half, the people who have no chance of making the playoffs. Them 8 teams, them 7, 8 teams that have no chance of making the playoffs. That's East and West combined, and they have no chance of making the playoffs. So what do? Do you do you win? Do you win? Do you still try to win, or do you race to the bottom because they reward teams with the worst record, with the top pick in the draft. So now you got young young talent, young blood coming into your building. And usually the worst teams, they don't have anybody. They don't have anything to work with. Or they have that one piece or that one good young piece. Let's take the Phoenix Suns, for example. They have Devin Booker. Now Devin Booker this year, this is his second year in the league, and he has a game where he took 40 shots, he made 21 of them, but he got 70 points. 21 shots, 70 points. He was 4 for 11 from 3 from the 3-point line, and he made 24 out of 26 shots. Do with that as you will, but that's great. And they have the worst record in the league. So they're going to get the number 1 pick. So now you got this young 20, 21-year-old player who just put up 70 points in a game in only his second season in the league. And now you're about to enter into a draft where you can have the best player hands down in the draft in college this year, the best 20-year-old. Now, LeBron is the best player in the game, sure. But sooner or later, he's not going to be as great. He's 33, going on 34. I mean, how much time does he really have to be on top? Sooner or later, you got to go down there and get somebody from college who's going to change your culture, change you from losing to winning. So, in my personal opinion, I believe that certain teams know they're not going to make the playoffs by, I'm going to say January. By the end of February, you should be throwing games. You should be, if you're not making the playoffs and you know you're not making the playoffs, you should be trying to lose. Even if you have a good young player or a great player, let's use Melo. Let's use the Knicks and Melo, for example. Melo is a great player. He's a great scorer. He can score the ball effortlessly. But you can't seem to build around him. What do? You go to the draft. It's easy, it's simple. You can mold players. You can mold people 20-year-olds into being the type of player that you need him to be to succeed with a great player like Melo. It only makes sense. Well, going on 5 minutes. We're going to end it here. See how I did.